Welcome everybody to the Fables Folly channel. Like and subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications if you like to see me making fun of retards. Today, we've got a new retard to make fun of. I've never heard of this person. But I was curious, because this person lost their entire audience in 3 days, apparently. And that is just a world record crash out, man. What happened?
This is gonna negatively influence every single little girl who looked up to you, and you know it.
Oh no, that's how we're gonna start this. Something to do with children? That's crazy. Okay.
You were the only reason I was confident, guess that's gone. These comments perfectly summarize the feelings people now have towards Clara Dao, a body positivity influencer.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Who rose to fame by creating hundreds of videos embracing her flat chest and spreading the message that it's okay to be different.
Yeah, when you fucking base your whole life on something that is sexual, and you it's identity politics, bro. It fucks with your head when you think about stuff like that constantly. Just be. Can you not just be? Just be. Don't think about it. It's fucking stupid.
Only for her to go under the knife and get
did these people not ever tell them that vanity is a bad thing?
Implants, effectively destroying the very thing that made her popular in the first place. And if that wasn't bad enough, her reason—
yeah, ugly girls every time, whenever they want to be body positive and be like, well, I'm a little ugly, but I'm okay with that and you should be too. And I'll teach you ways to be okay with that and cope with that, and we'll all be okay together. And then they get famous from it, get a little bit of money, and then they're like, all right, I don't want to be ugly anymore. Like, what the fuck, man?
Reason for getting the procedure left many wondering if she ever actually believed in her own preachings.
She didn't, obviously.
Let me tell you the real reason why I did it. And it comes down to one word: fun.
Maybe she genuinely—
You got plastic surgery for fun? You changed the way you look for fun? Is that what she did, though? Did she get plastic surgery? What happened? What'd she do? She looks like she's not so flat-chested anymore.
He felt justified in her decision and thought this response would help diffuse the backlash.
You know, I want to talk about other things. I want to have fun. I want to change my identity.
Unfortunately for Clara, this backfired spectacularly, making her lose hundreds of thousands of followers across different social platforms, while also receiving just as many angry comments from fans who felt betrayed. And from the way things are going, she'll likely never earn their trust back. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly—
Yeah, she's gonna have to, like, do something crazy on the internet. She can't, like, do cool body positivity stuff anymore. Those days are done. You gotta, like, get into drama or something. Like, go and circle Hassan. I bet that he'd like to keep you there. Yeah, people will talk about you at least.
Weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're taking a look at how Clara Dao lost her most loyal fans with a series of terrible decisions, how she made the situation worse by doubling down, and why many of her former fans are more heartbroken than furious. But what's also left me heartbroken is how 76% of people watching my videos aren't yet subscribed.
That's how I feel,
please,
man.
Take a moment to subscribe and let's get into the video. Clara started her YouTube journey in February of 2019. With a video titled, "Do What You Love, No More Excuses." And right from the get-go, her content was all about positivity and happiness.
My motto for this year.
So this is when she's natural. I like this. Okay, I like this. I like the way she looks. She's really pretty. Naturally pretty. And I like the natural pretty look. Not gonna lie. I just like the natural look way more. There's something not fake about it. You know?
Year is do what you love.
While her early videos on topics like healthy morning and night routines saw modest success, they weren't exactly
she was doing what she loved, which was lie about body positivity for money, and then when you get enough money, change your body. That's what she loved.
Groundbreaking. That is, until a single video—
I don't think that I've ever seen Internet Anarchist's face before. When did he start doing that? What the fuck?
Changed her life forever and helped her reach a level of success she never could have imagined. In June 2009,
he doesn't look anything like I imagined. What the fuck?
2019, Clara uploaded a video talking about her flat chest, how she avoids insecurities and stays confident in her body despite looking so different from the norm.
Yeah, talk about your insecurities all the time and how insecure you're not. It's probably somebody who's trying to cope with being incredibly insecure. And let me tell you, every time these people do stuff like this, they get surgery, they change their bodies because they're insecure, it never fixes it. It makes it worse because they look at it and like, man, I fucked up. I should have kept my natural look. Why didn't I just keep my natural look? Well, now I'm going to have to make some more changes. And they just get into a cycle, especially as they age.
Flat-chested, and as you can see, if you picture my chest like an LCD TV screen or an ironing board, that's basically how my chest looks like. But you know what? I love it. And in today's video, I will talk about my stories, how I was so insecure about my small chest, how I overcame it, and the lesson that I learned along the way.
Apparently she didn't overcome it, and she was lying about it for views because she knows that gets clicks.
This video got picked up by the YouTube algorithm almost immediately, allowing it to reach over 2.6 million views to date. More importantly, the message of this video resonated deeply with tens, if not thousands of women, who also felt insecure about parts of their body, with one of the top comments under this video reading, "I'm crying watching this. Thank you for the beautiful words." The universally positive reception of this video also marked a shifting point in Clara's content. From this point on, almost everything she posted had something to do with her slender figure or flat chest. But
what the fuck? Dude, this, like, the people who watch this kind of content, I really feel sorry for them because they don't, like, look from the outside in at what kind of content she is. It's all about her insecurities. Like, don't be insecure. And it's like literally all of her insecurities. When you talk this much about how you're not insecure about a thing, you're coping. I just feel sorry for them. That sucks to be in that kind of mindset.
But her audience didn't mind this one bit. After all, that's exactly what they were there for. She had carved out a niche for herself as the body positivity influencer for skinny girls, and her viewers loved every second of it. As a comment puts it, finally, an influencer who talks about body positivity from the skinny girl perspective. Support for Clara and her content only grew as she started posting short-form videos on both YouTube and TikTok, allowing her to reach nearly 3 million followers on TikTok, 4 million subscribers on YouTube, and a whopping 3.3 billion views on her videos.
That would be like the dream, man. And she just threw it all away? Because she just couldn't help herself. That's how bad the insecurity was.
Most of which, as we mentioned earlier, were about her flat chest and slim figure. Despite her rapid rise to fame, however, she remained humble and relatable to her core audience, which in turn helped her maintain a fairly positive presence online for years. But what fans didn't know at the time was that this perfect image was about to come crashing down with a single video. In September of 2024, Clara posted a video titled, "The Surprising Habits That Make Me Skinny," and this title alone was a pretty major shock to her longtime viewers, before they even clicked play. You see, while most of her content revolved around her chest size, another thing she often made videos about was her skinny body. More specifically, she made videos about being skinny shamed her whole life, with people constantly commenting on it and telling her to eat more.
Bro, like, she just completely focused in on the way she looks and herself constantly. Of course she's gonna get body dysmorphia and want to change it. You're constantly talking about your insecurities. This is what happens to a lot of people that go to therapy. Not saying that therapy doesn't work and that it's like not good or anything, but a lot of people who do go to therapy forever because they cannot stop thinking about the things that they're telling them in therapy, and they get into a cycle and they never stop. And the therapist isn't going to tell them to stop. They're just going to kind of feed into it because they're making money. And I've seen it a lot. Not every therapist, even most therapists don't do that, but there's a lot of people. I'd say maybe it's somewhere less than 10%, maybe. Maybe above that. I don't know. I don't know nothing about therapy. I just know that I've seen it, and I've seen a lot of people's stories, and I don't think they're lying. Not all of them.
This led her fans to believe that she was naturally this skinny and struggled to gain weight. So imagine everyone's surprise when she posted a video listing over a dozen habits she practices to stay at the weight she is.
I have never gained weight since my adult life. I've never have to worry about my weight. I've never have to worry about what I eat. I feel healthy. If skinny privilege is a thing, I can be called a skinny legend.
This did not make sense. Was she lying about being skinny shamed in all those videos? Because why else would she want to stay at such a lower weight if it was a constant source of bullying and harassment? However, the contradictory nature of this video was just the tip of the iceberg, since the advice she had for her viewers was somehow worse than any could have imagined. For instance, according to Clara, one of the biggest reasons behind her slim figure was her habit of essentially starving herself.
The first habit is I don't eat when I'm not hungry, and I only eat when I'm like really hungry. I often don't remember to eat unless
Bro, I feel that though. I forget to eat a lot. I haven't eaten today yet, and it's like the middle of the day.
I really feel it in my stomach. I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry. And then I realized that, oh, it's like 7 p.m. and I haven't eaten anything all day.
A minute into the video, and she was already sending an extremely dangerous message to her impressionable young audience.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to do. It's not. Like, oh, you want my advice on being skinny? Well, I forget to eat a lot. That's my advice. What the fuck? No, you should eat. You just need to not eat a bunch of bullshit. And you need to eat at the correct time and the correct amount.
This advice to
And
only
exercise.
eat when you feel your stomach growling from hunger might sound viable on paper, when in reality it could lead to severe eating disorders to the point where someone forgets to eat for days at a time. Now, there was some solid advice buried somewhere in this video.
Another habit is I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't vape.
But much of it revolved around promoting habits that could lead to unhealthy behaviors over time, like admitting if she ate more than usual one day.
Yeah, that's some shit that I don't get all the time. People always lecturing people like, don't smoke, don't vape, but I'm gonna eat like a bag of chips a day and like have a bunch of brownies and cookies and stuff and drink soda every day. But you shouldn't vape and smoke because that's bad for you. That's basically what she's doing here. But in my opinion, even worse.
Should try
'Cause
to
you gotta
avoid
eat.
food as much as possible the next.
If one day I consume like 2,500 calories or 3,000, if I'm like really stuffing myself, the next day I just like don't think about food at all. I would still feel full from yesterday, and I probably will only have like 500, 600 calories.
And her
Bro, that fluctuating calorie count, that is not good. That freaks your body out. Come on, man.
reasoning for this style of eating was, get this, because cavemen lived this way hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Yeah, but that wasn't by choice. They were starving because there wasn't any fucking food.
I think that it's so common for everywhere actually, not just in North America, but in Asia as well, to have like...
They also used to die of all kinds of crazy diseases. And even when they didn't, some of them would just die in their 30s or 40s. 50 was considered old back then. Like, come on.
regular mealtime, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and people just eat when it's mealtime, not necessarily because they are hungry. And I think that that has to change, because back in our hunter-gatherer day, which is like hundreds of thousands of years ago, we didn't have food lying around. We didn't.
Yeah, people were starving constantly, dying of starvation.
Have an abundance of food.
Completely disregarding our modern understanding of health and nutrition.
Yeah.
As a comment on YouTube puts it, 100,000 years ago we ate every other day. 100,000 years ago the average lifespan was 20. This harmful advice, combined with the hypocrisy of her making this video in the first place, left a lot of her fans feeling deeply disappointed and upset. The backlash was harsh and immediate, resulting in the video getting over 4.5 times.
Yeah, that's what happens when you let a retard get famous. Off of body positivity. Like, off of bunch of evil, vain shit that's a lie.
Times more dislikes than likes. Not to mention the never-ending criticism that was pouring in the video's comment section. However, instead of facing the criticism head-on, apologizing, or even admitting that she made a mistake, she chose to turn the comments off and ignore the backlash completely.
Like, do you not get on the internet? Or does all she does is like read positivity articles. That's what she does. She doesn't actually engage with people on the internet. Because she would know this is not a thing you do when you start getting hate. It makes things much worse. Much, much worse.
She was likely hoping that ignoring the backlash would make it go away, but that's not what happened. If she had owned up to her mistake, apologized, and taken the video down, most of her fans likely would have forgiven her and moved on within days, especially since this was her.
Yeah, the only time that you should shut up is when you cannot stop talking. Then you need to shut up when you're actively making things worse. If everything's already really bad, not saying anything will make it worse still. You gotta come out and be like, I'm sorry. And shit's gonna be bad. It's never gonna be the same level that it was at. But it's gonna be better than not saying anything at all. Or doubling, tripling, quadrupling down and calling everybody a fucking retard when you're the one who's being a fucking retard.
Her first big mistake after years of having a fairly positive reputation. Her decision to ignore the criticism only made it stick around longer, slowly eroding the trust people had in her. She did eventually respond months later, however this response couldn't have been any more tone deaf and dismissive, with her boiling down the paragraphs of criticism into, I just said I don't eat when I'm not hungry, but the internet cancelled me because I starve myself and promote ED.
Yep, and she's also showing off her body, knowing exactly what kind of audience is going to give her the views and likes that she's looking for.
Like, make it make sense. This felt more like rage bait than an actual sane response to otherwise serious criticism.
It was rage bait, and also it was master bait.
She even posted multiple videos joking about how she had to get a real job because she was cancelled on the internet. But what came next made all this feel tame in comparison. It all started on April 1st, 2025, when she posted a video with a noticeably different appearance and a caption that read, I had a boob job.
Yep, exactly. Exactly what I thought would happen happened. She didn't have the money to get all the plastic surgery and all of the things that she wanted to make herself feel beautiful. So she pretended that she was normal. She pretended that she was just gonna be body positive and just live with the way that she is until she was able to garner enough money to look like what she really wanted to look like, which she will never achieve. Because what you see in your head is not what you are ever going to look like. And you're just gonna make it worse.
The date made it seem like this was just a prank, and that she was likely wearing a bodysuit of some kind. But then, she also posted a comment stating, or am I kidding, leaving her viewers completely confused about what was actually going on. Was all this just an elaborate April Fool's joke, or had she actually gone under the knife to change the very thing she'd built hundreds of videos and her entire brand around?
Well, she's definitely got some titties, and she did not have any titties before.
Fortunately, it didn't take long for her viewers to get the answer they were looking for. As the month of April went on, Clara kept posting videos with this new appearance, while completely ignoring the backlash and even posting videos trying to call out her critics for being—
Dude, with these fucking people are insane, all obsessed with identity and the way they look and the way everybody looks, all the vanity. It's fucking stupid. Fucking insane garbage retard nonsense.
being, quote, obsessed with her.
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?
This only fueled the outrage, as
Yeah, this is what happens when we let all the retards on the internet. Some of them get famous. Some of them you don't realize they're retards until after they're famous. Because money, when people seem normal when they can't buy the things that they want. And as soon as they got money, they do all the retarded shit.
many of her viewers already saw the implants as a betrayal of everything she stood for over the past 6 years. As an angry fan under her reveal video wrote, "The best April Fool's joke you ever pulled was convincing your audience that you cared about body positivity." To which she snarkily replied, "Why so pressed?" However, many viewers were still holding on to their judgment until they heard her side of the story. Maybe her making hundreds of videos declaring her love for her flat chest was just a coping mechanism to deal with her deep-rooted insecurities.
Yep, it was a coping mechanism to deal with her insecurities because she was broke. And then when she got the money, she changed everything. She looks completely different. She went from looking like the troll meme to looking like a member of Bandmaid.
And it finally became too much for her to bear, though none of them could have predicted the real reason, since, in Clara's words, she got the surgery because she just wanted to have fun.
Yes, I did have a boob job. I know this might come as a shock because my whole page used to be about loving my flat chest and being confident with it. I literally built my entire career and following around that. So why did I do it? Am I crazy? Was everything a lie? Was I secretly insecure this whole time and just use body
all of the above
positivity as a way to make money so I could
Yep.
finally afford a boob job?
Yes.
No. Let me tell you the real
Holy
reason
shit.
why I did it. And it comes down to one word. Fun.
And
Fun. Which you wouldn't be able to have unless you did all of the things that you said. The kind of fun that you're wanting to have, which is getting plastic surgery. What the fuck? Getting plastic surgery is fun? How? How? Is that why all these people destroy themselves with plastic surgery? Because they think it's fun to fill themselves with all this garbage, poison, become a fake doll that looks ridiculous?
as you might expect, this did not go over as well as she might have hoped. Bruh, I got a boob job for fun is more alarming message than me for I got a boob job because I was insecure. WTF do you mean by you underwent surgery for quote fun?
Yeah, that shit's insane. Like, the other shit was better. All the things that you said would have been better than just because you're doing it for fun. How is that body positive, by the way? How are other people supposed to engage with that? Unless you're trying to garner a rich people audience that think the same way you do. But those people are bitchy women. So that's why she did the rage bait, because she was getting the bitchy women. But then that's gonna be your audience. Like, come on.
A real body positivity influencer realizes that you don't just change your body for quote fun. She tried explaining herself in a longer video, which only made her sound even more tone deaf.
Bro, they can't ever fucking shut up. They can, like, you apologize. You apologize, don't double down. Apologize. And then shut up. Dude, like, fuck, man. Every single video when I'm talking about these retards, it's always the same thing. Over and over again.
I really put my heart and soul into this cause. I really believe in what I did, you know? And like I said, I still believe in it now.
Yeah, you can't do body positivity content anymore. You can't do identity content anymore. You have to move on to something else, like reaction videos or something, because this ain't working for you. And the more you do it, the more people are just gonna fucking hate you. And they're gonna think you're fake, which you are. But maybe embrace that. Maybe embrace the fakeness and go be a Twitch streamer. They like having retards over there. You probably won't get banned if you're retarded.
It's just that over time, as I do a lot of the same content day after day, weeks after weeks, year after years, I get bored.
Suffice it to say, her viewers were not happy about it at all. Anger was one thing, but many of her longtime viewers felt sad because of this transformation. It left them wondering if Clara ever actually cared about body positivity, or if her entire career was just a way to seek validation and profit from the very insecurities she claimed to embrace. Some even believed that she did all of this to earn the money she needed to change herself.
Well, even if that's not what she was doing, that's what happened.
Regardless of her intentions, however, this one decision, alongside her horrible justification, made her lose her most loyal fans, practically overnight. And just like her previous—
Yeah, whenever you do stuff like that, all that's left to do is become a lol cow. Or, you know, just be generic, not even like watchable content. You're the passable content, like the swipe content. The content that you skip over and they get views because people skip it.
Controversy, she refused to apologize, and instead started lashing out at her own viewers.
If you don't like me, that's fine.
Dude, it's a story as old as time. This is what they all do. That's what all the lol cows do. She is a lol cow. Just like all of the other ones that I talk about, like Hassan Piker, Denims, Frogan, Pirates Software, Johnny Somali, all the lol cows.
Fine, but, you know, watch your mouth.
Oh, sorry, was I too confident in my own body that I overcame so many struggles to learn how to love? Oh, she's so full of herself now. Well, who the f is supposed to be full of if it ain't me?
But the viewers were having none of it. Within days, she lost hundreds of thousands of her most active followers across different platforms, while her comments went from sweet and wholesome to absolutely despising everything she did. However, one thing viewers struggled to understand was why. Why did she switch up so much in such a short time? Well, there was one potential answer: her boyfriend. In October 2023, Clara started dating a Filipino creator named Javi Lorenzana, and the two became quite close right from the get-go. Clara in particular seemed really into him, with her even posting a video titled "How I Manifested My Soulmate." The audience really loved their dynamic as well, resulting in their new joined YouTube channel reaching over 2 million subscribers in no time, and their videos together.
Bro, she was creating success after success. Why? Why throw it all away? Is it because the celebrity of it? That's just what happens to people whenever they get famous like that and they get eyes on them. Especially if they're insecure, man, their insecurities grow stronger. And her whole content was based off of her insecurities. And I bet she was reading all the comments and taking them to heart. The good and the bad. You can't be reading comments if you're insecure, man. It's not a place for that. It is a very scary, dark, disgusting place down there in those YouTube comments. It's not for the faint of heart. You gotta know what you're doing, and you gotta put up a shield, because those people are monsters.
Receiving comments like, "I really hope being in a public relationship won't affect them as a couple. Please be happy together. You guys are so cute." However,
every single time you make your relationship public, and your relationship is based on it being a public relationship, it's gonna fall apart every fucking time.
When everything went down, viewers started theorizing that Javi, or Harvey, however you pronounce it, was the one behind the drastic change in Clara. That he was also the real reason for her surgical procedure. But just as people were trying to piece together the connection between Javi and Clara's strange behavior in recent months, something completely unexpected happened.
They broke up. Oh, yeah. Didn't expect that at all. Not in a million years. Crazy plot twist.
We broke up. It happened really fast when I was in Manila.
Clara made the announcement on June 11th, 2025, and seemed noticeably distraught because of it. Yet, something about this breakup didn't sit right with viewers, especially after watching Javi's announcement, one he didn't even take seriously enough to put a shirt on for.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to share that Clara and I have broken up.
The timing of this
Yeah, it was probably fake for both of them. They were probably doing it for the views. And like they're attractive people, so they didn't mind fucking. But there wasn't anything actually there. There was no relationship there, no attachment. The only attachment was the money. Every time you can see it, every time you can call it. With all these types of people, it's always the same shit.
breakup was also quite suspicious, as it happened right when Clara was getting roasted by the entire internet. So to some, this seemed like nothing more than a PR stunt from Clara to farm sympathy, and take the attention away from the controversy, which could have been true, but then one of Javi's exes came forward and claimed that he wasn't a good person, since according to her, Javi cheated on her with Clara, and that this wasn't anything new for him, stating, "Javi, who is also my ex, has a long history of infidelity from high school till now, and his reputation has always been terrible." This revelation sparked yet another theory, one where Javi was the mastermind behind it all. He was the one who pressured Clara into getting a boob job, shifting her content, and changing her online persona.
Oh, what do you know? He's a piece of shit who's basing his entire life on the way he looks and on the way that his life looks and the way his girlfriend looks. Of course he's gonna change his girlfriend if he doesn't like the way she looks. And fuck, man, she did. She bought into it. I bet that's not what happened, though. I bet it was just a fucking cycle of madness between the two. They were probably saying the worst shit imaginable about each other.
And once he'd gotten what he wanted, he dipped, just in time to avoid getting caught up in the backlash. Of course, this is just a theory with no solid evidence, but even if it was the truth, it won't be enough to save Clara's career anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. It's probably not true. That's probably not. It was probably just like a whole web of fucked up shit and like split decisions where one of them wants to do something, the other one doesn't want them to do it. So it like things happen, things don't happen, fights are had. She was probably flipping on a dime, like make a decision about one thing and then she decides against it. You know, that kind of crazy nonsense. That just seems like the type of people they are, because they're the typical wannabe celebrity rich people. Not quite good enough to be celebrity rich, but, you know, entertaining enough and living a lavish enough lifestyle that people want to see it, but not a fucking insane person, unless that is the content, unless you are like, your content is being a lol cow. Otherwise, you're just going to be caught up in all the drama channels, the drama slop, and we're going to make you a lol cow.
Clara has already lost the hundreds of thousands of people who genuinely cared about her as a person. This included those who grew up watching her videos, and those who found confidence in their own bodies because of her. They are still nostalgic for what she once stood for, as you'll find comments like, "I miss this Clara, she actually meant what she posted and didn't use her fame for bad stuff," littered throughout her older videos. However, it wasn't just what she did.
Yeah, the views, the fame, and the money, it all got to her head. All the comments, it all got to her head. She finally was able to do the things that all of the pretty girls were able to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell for all notifications.